The way I like to do this is I print out top and side view of the car, trace it onto the block, and then I have a pattern to go from on cutting it out. I went to Target and I spent $1 on one of these balls that you bounce and the lights blink in it. And I cut into this and pulled out those LED. It's just a little unit that's inside of there that's got the LEDs and the battery all into one. It's a little harder than it looks. Or maybe not. This particular blinker thing has a spring inside of a little cylinder there. When the spring touches the side of that cylinder, it kicks off and those lights blink for about 10 seconds. And I thought this would be perfect to get inside of that car. I did the usual bandsaw cutting of the template that I marked on there. And then I took it to the drum sander and did a little more shaping. And there's a lot of sanding and shaping that I'm not going to show you because that is not the point of this video and it's not all that exciting. Anybody who's ever built a derby car will tell you that if you're going to do it right, there's a whole lot of sanding involved. And I did a whole lot of sanding. This car is for my daughter, 6-year-old. Used a Forstner bit here to cut out the wheel wells. I framed the shot terribly, you're kind of missing the whole thing. But I made the car wide, so I had to drill out the wheel wells to put the wheels into. I needed to extend those LEDs away from the actual body of that thing so they would go into the top of the car, and I could put the switch down closer to the bottom. So I just used some copper wire and soldered it on there and cut a couple of pieces of plexiglass that I was going to glue together and put on top of the car to look like the lights. I drilled 2 holes here on each side. I was going to use more lights than I ended up using. I eventually drilled those into one big hole on each side of that, and I ran the lights up there and I used a lot of hot glue to hold them in place. And tried not to burn myself. And then I used a lot of hot glue on the bottom to hold all the wires in place and the battery unit. Got a couple of pieces of tape into circles to put on top of those lights so when I painted it, it wouldn't cover them up. Filler primer is your friend when working on a derby car. It fills in a lot of imperfections. And then you sand it. And then you put another coat of filler primer on it. And then you sand it. And then another coat. And then you sand it. And you get the idea. So after some trouble painting, because it's February, I finally got it painted. Sorry about the focus. A buddy of mine also built a car the night before the race to put a GoPro on top of to get some on-track video. We did have some bumps along the way. Whoops. But when it was all said and done, everybody seemed to have a really good time, including us because we had toys to play with. Thanks for watching.